For this video review, we're going to take a look at Strike Freedom Gundam from the Gundam Universe Tamashii Nations line. So this is not a model kit, this is more of an action figure. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in finding this action figure at your local Target, so those are the codes. Okay, so some assembly is required of this action figure. It's just going to be the thruster pack or the backpack and the wing set. Okay, so this comes in this baggie, which is actually on the back of the tray. Okay, so very easy assembly method wherein you have pegs and you have connection points. So that's just going to be it. And this thing or the thruster pack is going to attach, of course, to the back. So there you go. So these two holes actually are not for the beam rifles. So the beam rifles, if you want to store those beam rifles, it's going to be on this side, left and right, or right and left. So this, you have to detach these 2 points and connect them to this side, that way. And the rifles are going to store on the side of the action figure. So we have pegs, so connects that way, as per instruction or guide. As for weapon systems, we have the dual beam laser rifles. We also have 2 extending rifles on the hip, just like the Freedom, but actually this is shorter. And this also comes with the beam laser hilts or handles, but it does not come with the blades. So this action figure set assumes that you already have the Strike Freedom on board, the previous action figure model before this. So as for actual height of the action figure, that's going to be 7 inches. Okay, as for wingspan, so it's going to be 11.10 inches. Okay, as for articulation points, this sports standard Gundam Universe Tamashii Nations articulation points. So as usual, there's going to be limited articulation on the waist. So that's just it all across the line. Okay, so let's take a look at the details now. So that is the details of the head unit, the chest, and the arms, the back of the leg, and front legs, and details on the foot, thrusters on the shoulders. So if you have a Gundam marker, so this is going to be the best time to apply all of the provided lines where you're going to use the Gundam marker. So that's going to bring out more details on the action figure. Okay, so let's take a look at the details of the wing, thrusters, underside. Okay, so details on the beam rifle. So this is going to be a totally different design. So let's bring out the Freedom rifle. So as you could see, so the rifle of this model is going to be this, and actually it's bigger, and we don't have the vertical for grip. Okay, so as for the length of the waist mounted guns and the details compared to the older model, the Freedom, so this sports a longer rifle or waist rifle. Go compared to that. Okay, so but this folds easy. So the older model, the Freedom, actually we have that extra length, so folding it back, you have 2 connection points for the buttstock and 2 connection points for the barrel. Okay, so preference, it's going to be yours personally, but if you love the movie, then you're definitely going to purchase this action figure. Okay, this time we're going to discuss the spread of the wings. So this is going to be the Freedom. So actually you still have an additional rifle system or weapon system, but actually the Strike Freedom, that's only wings, so no additional rifle or weapon system compared to the Freedom. As for interchangeability of parts, well, the side skirts or side weapons, you could possibly interchange them. So as you could see, this sports the Freedom waist rifle. Okay, so there you go. So this is how the Freedom looks with the Strike Freedom waist rifle. So the weapon system actually for the Freedom is longer in folded form. Okay, as for interchangeability of the wings set, so I tried, and there you go. So the answer, the Strike Freedom is not capable of accepting the Freedom thruster and wings set. So yeah, it's going to fall off. So with the Striker Freedom thruster and wing set on the Freedom Gundam, so it's not going to be compatible. There you go, non-compatible. So if you wish to change parts between these 2 action figures, it's going to be the waist weapons only. So another thing that I discovered on this action figure with the handsets that are included, so the first handsets are going to be fists, the second handsets are going to be accessory holding hands, but the right hand is going to be a weapon holding hand for a rifle, but the left hand is going to be a beam saber holding hand. So take note of the difference. So this is more of a grasping hand, that is a shooting hand. So this is how the action figure looks on a very simple action pose with its 2 beam rifles. And actually, the beam rifles are made of lighter material, unlike the Freedom Gundam wherein the rifle was just way too big, that when the figure is holding on to that weapon system, later on an action pose, the forearm is going to drop. But with this, it holds its pose perfectly. Okay, so if you already have other Gundam Universe Tamashii Nations action figures on board, it's easy to swap out the handsets on this action figure, especially if you've got several from last year's Christmas season, because majority of Gundam Universe Tamashii Nations action figures showed up at Ross. That's why I got several copies of the Freedom. Okay, so as for the Strike, this is a newly released product. So found this recently at my local Target. So there you go. So let's put this action figure on a different action pose, this time with its swords or beam swords. Okay, so another discovery. So the beam saber blades are from the Freedom. Okay, so on the right is going to be the beam saber blade handles of the Freedom. So this is going to be, on the left side is going to be the Strike Freedom. So take a notice of these two sections. Okay, so what that is actually, for the Freedom, you could connect the two beam saber handles. Okay, there you go. So this is for the Freedom. But for the Strike Freedom, you don't have that capability of connection. So just in case you have extras of Strike Freedom accessories, then you could use this with your Strike Freedom. So of course, it's going to be upgrading the Strike Freedom. So this time, just a different Strike Freedom pose. So with the rifles on the side and the side skirts on the back. Okay, so that is how the figure looks. So alternative display options. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.